My name is Rukia Bilal. I did my project with the hope of creating an organization to support parents with children who are chronically ill or mentally ill. What happens when a child behaves different than the other children, same age or same condition? This question has psychological and emotional effects on both child, parents, or the primary caregiver of the child. Usually, this hurts parents, and this is where school staff usually recognizes the behavior of the child and reports it to the parents. And now parents cannot or will not be able to focus on their daily life. This interferes their work ability. They probably have to call more than once. They have to go to school, pick up their children. Usually, children this is stage might only go to school 3 out of the 5 school days. What is the medical professional's advice when this happens? Depending on the stage or the case of the child, usually, um, most cases, medical professionals' advice will be let's institutionalize the child because they feel like an institution will provide better services, more services where clinician and caseworkers, psychologists will be on ground and a child will probably get a group mentor, one-to-one services rather than at home. When this happens, usually the medical professionals will contact the state Department of Children and Youth, DCF, and DCF will get involved either in the hope of trying to get the family together, talk to the parents, and see what they can help. In some cases, DCF might ask to get a partial custody of the child or total custody, depending on the case. The worst cases is usually sometimes some children they'll take full custody, meaning that the child have to sign over the parental right to DCF, then DCF takes over, and that's when DCF will make every decision to place the child. This happens because medical professionals usually think there's no enough services that can be provided at home. The juvenile system and Department of Children and Family are the major two departments that deal with in the severe cases. Usually, DCF will look at the child, will look at the case, will look at the medical record and the history of the child's behavior through the school or previously other programs. Based on that, then DCF will take the case to the juvenile system, the court, where the court will be the one to decide whether a child should be placed back into the community or whether a child should be in the program in institution for a period of time. Usually it could be from 3 months to 18th birthday. It could wind up anywhere between that, again, depending on the circumstances and the family involvement of the child's care. The court will order an assessment for the child, talk to the parent about what needs to happen next, have a goal and a plan, contact all programs around in the city that DCF will do that. And then, based on the child's needs, they will determine which program will better meet the child's needs. The kind of residential program that children might end up is the KEY program. Um, a program like the KEY program was founded in 1974 after the Trouble Youth program was closed in 1970. And then way before that, the Devereaux School was founded by a woman named Helen Devereaux. Helen Devereaux was discouraged by the system, the way children were cared in the mental health in a school setting. She felt like children were their basic needs were not met, or their academic needs were not met as well. So what Helen did was she took about 14 children in her house, where she taught them how to just basically understand the concept of reading and writing, and how can they use and based on their what they can do and their ability of learning. She set up a small group and it was successful. Later on, Helen opened a new program in her nearby her home. She purchased a property where she opened up a residential program, both in the day program, the DYS they called back then. Then Helen moved on and opened her program into four different states: California, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, which is the Devereaux School in Rockland, Mass. So programs like this have been existed because of the discourage and disappointment that the people like Helen Devereaux have seen in our school system, and they did their best to improve, but it's still we still see that still it's ongoing. Who runs the program? Where do they get their funding? DCF provides 66.45%. DYF provides 14.62%. Since the majority of the children comes from under DCF care, they happen to provide the the most funding to the program. What do the children think about this placement? Some say it is a death sentence because they don't know what they have done. It could be the troubled teens or the troubled 8 years old. And it's true they were called the trouble kids, and they're still, in some cases, they're still called the trouble kids, especially in the juvenile system. So some of those children are not able to see their parents from the day they were moved until they're 16 or 15. And keep in mind, those children are removed from their home from age 5 till up to age 17, 18. Some are lost, some are in between. Some feel like they're unwanted, basically, especially after the parents are forced or talked through to sign over the custody of their children to DCF because of the child's mental issue. They feel like they're not existed, or maybe their siblings can live in the house but they cannot because of their behavior, maybe because of poking another child at school, or trying to get a pen or pencil, trying to stab another child or another, a teacher. So they feel like that should have not been the case, a reason to why they should have been removed out of their home. Maybe it could have been better than that. Maybe if there was a day program rather than, taking a 6 years old child from their home and putting them into a program, which had 90% is not their choice or option, and they don't even know what's going on. So they do feel lost and guilt at the end of it. What are some of the worries that professionals have towards parents or caregivers? Well, since the case in 2014 where the 5 years old was, almost killed, I mean, it was killed, and the medical professionals have always felt that that child was, the mother was the cause of the death, and all the surgery that child has gotten from birth till 8 years old was not necessary. So the child was pretty healthy, good, and mom was feeding him with sodium, adding salt in his milk. Until, and she followed him to the hospital, and again, she basically killed the child. Since then, the medical professionals are seeing parents of special needs in different ways, especially when it comes to mental health, because it's very hard to explain in this concept. So sometimes they feel like child may be better off to be in placement rather than home. Maybe parents are not capable, or maybe the issue is non-medical, neither psychological. So maybe parents are not ready for the child. So that's why they support the juvenile system in DCF to place the child in a program for the child's welfare. Children who are currently in a program that I have come in contact and have interviewed. Some of the children I cannot use their full names because they're minor and because their parents preferred that I only use, 3 letters or abbreviation or not, but they allow me to use their ages, which was good. So I talked to Pat, age 7. This is one of the programs. I cannot say which program because of the privacy reason. Pat ended up in the program age 5. She's been there for the past 2 years, and in that 2 years she could only see her mother twice. And you know what that feels like. 7 years old. It's very hard to explain what's going on to them. All they know is they want to see their parents, and they don't know why they cannot see. The room comes, the child is throwing things, yelling, screaming, and mainly lost. Kate, age 8, have been placed in the program again since she was 6 years old, 2 years in the program. Have never seen her parents from the age 6 to the point where right now she doesn't really remember. But she did develop a relationship with the staff. And I happened to meet her mother, and very young, very outgoing. Um, she just feels lost, and she opened up because she needed a help for her daughter. She was asked to give the custody to GCF, which she did, and that's why she's not able to remain in contact with this child. Bob, 9 years old, lost. Very enthusiastic child, outgoing, smart. He sees his parents every weekend, and every time that he comes back to the program, he feels lost. He wants to go back. He doesn't know why he's there. Um, Again, Joe is 14. He feels the program has helped him. It's been a great for him, and you know, have he developed a great relationship with the staff in the program. He loves his clinician. He likes his DCF worker, everybody all surrounding him, and he knows that he's going to be there until his 18th birthday. He's been there for already 4 years. Mary, age 16. Mary feels lost, pregnant with a child. She ran away about 5 times, and then now she's back in there because she's about to have a baby within the next 2 months. She has not seen anyone from in her family for the past 5 years. Anna, age 8, is hoping to go back home within the next 3 weeks. Her mother was open and she was able to communicate, but she is frustrated. She she needed help because her daughter was claiming her. The reason why she wound up there was her father was arrested when she was, I would say, 10. And mom, she felt like it was mom's fault. That's why, because mom said he was not doing what he's supposed to as dad, and then he was a little bit abusive towards the child and towards her as the mother. So that's why he had to serve time. Just because of that, she felt that her mother is the first enemy and she never wanted to see her. Because of that reason, she will go to school every day, either fight with the other students, teacher, or cut herself up. And that's when the Mobile Crazy came in. They picked her up from a school. They took her, evaluated her in the psychiatric unit, and then she was approved to go into the program. But she got better right now. Her father is back into the family. Her family are together. She cannot wait to go back. But one thing that I've asked her to, if she can ever change, was she wished that if she would have given her the state, both the state and the juvenile system would have given her the chance to be able to reunited her family earlier, that would have been nice. Or have a day program where she could have been able to express her feelings and how she felt towards everything that was going on. That's all she needed. She knew she did not have any mental issues. She knew she was a good child. She wanted to be the good child, and she respected her mother, but because of that, that's why she did what she did. All right, the question comes my own experience as a mother, both chronically and mentally ill child. I cannot stress enough. Um, I know exactly what people go through, maybe more than what they have to go through. I have a child who has combining both chronically ill and mentally ill. And to many people, it's very, very easy to say, well, that's easy. I know exactly how to deal with it. No, it's not easy. Until you are in our shoes, or if you are us, so close your eyes and pretend to be us. Try to be us once. Then you'll know exactly what is it like for us. I'll say, for me especially, I have an everyday stressor. My everyday stressor so far has been the school system. I feel like the school system are the one that to create all those issues from the beginning to allow the child to go far. I understand they have a limitation of what they can do and what they cannot do. We don't expect them to be perfect, but at the same time, especially the Worcester public school, they're not really the greatest, and that's probably why we have a lot of issues in placement problem because of that reason. So let me tell you a little bit about me in my daily life every day. I'm a mother of four children. My older one is the one that has chronic and psychological on top of it, like other issues that he has. My son does not feel pain at all, and which many of you say, oh, yay, it's good not to feel pain. No, it's the worst thing. And then he's been diagnosed, I don't even know what it is, 10 times worse than autistic kids. He has this behavior, dramatic behavior that he, broke his leg 3 times. He'll hurt himself. He'll chew his own lips. He'll chew his stomach. So I could be driving, I could do anything, he'll just get up and start breaking the windshield because of this, because of that. On top of it, it's like he's, legally blind. He gets frustrated a lot and also depressed because he cannot really see. And you know what is it like if you were able to see from 2 years old to 6, and then all of a sudden from 6 to 9 you cannot see, you're frustrated, you're depressed, and it's very hard to express your feelings. That's what I go through every single day. And then the school calls me because of this, because of that. So I have to be the person, like, I don't know what they think, something that they cannot handle, I probably have to like run and handle since it is part of the rules and regulations. So my own experience, my son only goes to school 3 out of the 5 days, and we are in the hospital, I'll say, almost every week. That has become my normal everyday life, and it's very hard, but I do it anyway. As I said, that's me, who I am as a person. How do the community sees me? The community, depending on, I'm totally different culture, so they see me as the evil person because you're being punished. The reason is because you have this kind of child. God gave you this because you must be bad. You must be evil. That's why you're being punished. I don't. I used to feel guilty and believe that this is the case. I no longer believe that this is the case. I feel proud of myself. I am a mother and I will stick by and do everything that I can possibly do for my children and for my child. I don't feel guilty. I don't, I used to, but not really anymore. So I try to like let that thing. How do I feel about the medical things? That's another thing. That's a little bit different how I feel depending on. I mean, you have people that have their 2 cents of seeing you as you have this child, you're expected to basically be home and not really, probably isolated, but I wouldn't really use the word isolated, especially when it comes to the medical team. I'm sure they don't want me to be isolated, but I feel like they don't want me um, to do anything. I don't think just because my child is disabled that I should be disabled as well. I think I have to move. I'm just not that type of person. For instance, like they will tell me like, oh, it's hard for you to work 40 hours, cut down, work this. As a single mother, I mean, I am the one that brings the most of things. So I kind of want to work and I want to function as I don't want to show that because of my child is sick that I want to be, sit and down and wait for the welfare. I'm just not that type of a person. How much support do I have? I would say when it comes to this case, I don't not a lot of support because not a lot of people are aware of my child's disorder. This is a very rare case, but I do keep my head up and I do keep my smiles up every single day, and with the support of my family, um, it's been a great. I would say. I mean, I pull up and I try not to show any stress. So I hope that everybody will have, my type of personality being me of not let anything get me. So, but it's hard to see that in this nowadays in this society. Because it does at this point, my plan and my focus is trying to create an organization that will provide day program for all children, and this will include daily activity, childcare for parents, so parents could work, provide transportation when that call comes in and says that your child needs to be picked up, that my program will be the one to go, so parents are not losing their jobs trying to divide themselves, especially a single parent like I did, and I know exactly what it feels like. Employees are not there to support employees. If you don't do the job, they basically they have to find someone because at the end of the day, it's all about business, it's not about the. So those parents really feel lost and guilty and feel like they're the one who are doing this because of that. And those children, they do get the blame at the end of the day when the parents are frustrated. They say, "I lost my job because of you, not you doing this. I lost my job because of you." So those children do feel guilty inside of them and lost as well. So my plan is to have a full-time teacher for all grades, activity for children. Make children feel like they are part of the team. Have them be part of the discussion and part of their care plan. But even though if the child is 7 years old, I will have age appropriate talk to the child to get the child involved into the program. And then do yearly gathering together by with children and family. I mean, like I don't mean to like just sit in that like have a like for instance a Christmas party or I'm sure like Halloween party, get Santa or get them a little gift, with all families like Shriver Clinical does, and then share all, feelings together throughout the year, what happened, the plan, and support parents. Give them hands up, not hands down. So those children will be able to stay in their community and get the treatment that they need to be able to succeed. Like Anna, who had, her father arrested just because when she was 10, she didn't understand why, but she would have felt like it was the mother's fault because the mother was the one that actually called the 911. So all of that, maybe if we have a talk and have that day program where we're there for days, and then children can go home reunited with their family at night when mom comes from work, or have fun time together. So that's my plan, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you for watching the end. Thank you again for watching.